So, I'm not going to hold you guys long, but I want to talk about this situation, or really this agenda, with Diddy's bottom chick. I hope we remember that Young Miami is one of Diddy's main squeezes, right? Okay, so basically, she has a song that came out, if you want to call it a song. I guess her art, where in which it's called Spin That. And it's about, basically consumerism, buying everything up. After, of course, you have done the most American thing of committing scams and fraud and stealing and robbing and boosting things, right? Now, this thing went up on the charts, they say, and she performed it, I think, at the BET Awards. And yeah, it's supposed to be really, really hot, and everybody's talking about it. And so it's getting hotter, but it's really like a one-hit wonder. And from my understanding, she got it from some TikTok, like the song, the beat was already some TikTok song or something. And she just kind of, I don't know, used that beat for her song. And here's the thing about it, when we get into the whole supernatural magic part of it, is that, of course, they have put spells into this song. Of course, it's this catchy tune, as people say. That's what made it popular, because when you listen to the lyrics, it's trash. The song, the rap, whatever you want to call the art, it is trash. Okay? The art is trash. Even if we don't listen to what the lyrics is saying about people becoming thieves and robbers and, fraudulent. It's trash. It doesn't sound good. It's, so the people are under a spell already. We know that is something going on, okay? And did I forget to tell you that that's one of Diddy's girls? The one that actually wrote the judge in the Diddy's case. She actually wrote the judge a letter. Yeah, and in this letter, she was like, basically have leniency on Diddy, give him a little bit of time, probably ask for time served, child. Oh, he helped my career so much, and he's a great mentor, and he inspires me. Child, when I first found out about that letter, she wrote him that letter, I said if I was the judge, I'd have gave him an extra 50, 70 years just based off the letter. Because for a dummy to come in my court and to try me like that, I say he has some super mental master manipulation going on, and it's a danger to the community. And look at the results. Look at the result. It is a danger to the community. Absolutely. Oh, God. So that's what we're dealing with here, okay? That's who Young Miami is. And so, yeah, so now everybody's, popping and dropping and locked into this song. But let's get into the psychological warfare. Let's get into the spiritual battle that's going on here, because we know that the word tells us, right, that we are to guard the eye gates and we are to guard the ear gates, because the battle starts in the mind. Okay, when the devil tempts you, he tempts you in the mind, in the thoughts. And so when you have these seeds being planted, listening loop-de-loop, playing this 2 or 3 minute song over and over and over and over again, you're steady planting and watering that seed in your subconscious mind. Oh, it's so cool to commit fraud. Oh, it's so cool to commit, to rob and steal and all of these things and boost or whatever. It's all thievery, basically. It's okay. It's cool to break the law. And I know some people are saying, but see, it's just a song. I would never do that. It was, baby, let me tell you something. The agenda behind this song, all right, is especially for you. It's especially for you, for the person that don't usually rob, that don't usually steal, that don't usually bust them checks, that don't usually bust them credit cards. It's for the person who don't usually go and buy bags. And that's for you. Because you know why? Because you about to be in a certain situation the way your leaders is acting, right? But things about to get cut off on a financial sort of kind of type of a level. Now, when these things start to get cut off, you're going to be limited to jobs because of AI. You're going to be limited to, and the jobs that will be available, you ain't going to be willing to do it, that the immigrants is leaving behind because now they gone, right? So you ain't going to be willing to do that. You're not starting no businesses. You're not learning no new skills. So when your job let you go, or your income, or your man who taking care of you for you soft life girlies and all of this and that, then what you gonna do about money? Well, Young Miami, she's giving you the answer. She's giving you the answer. This is part of the agenda. Okay, she's giving you the answer. So you don't necessarily have to go into a bank and bang, bang, give me the money, honey. No, you ain't got to go into no gas station and put your dukes up. No, give me the money and nope. You can just go and do it like this. You can do it the soft way. Boost, commit fraud, and scheme and scam. Like what we've been seeing people doing, selling houses that they don't own. Things like that. You know what I'm saying? Who was that? The Breakfast Club? Was that, we'll say allegedly, was that DJ Envy and his partner around here selling houses that they don't own, and scheming and bamming, and, the brother polite, just all the things. The Dr. Cheyennes that ain't even no doctor. Dr. Umar, which he ain't no doctor. Just, y'all feel where I'm going with this, right? So this is the agenda, because once they get you to do the fraud and the scamming and the boosting and all of the things, then we got a next level. Because see, we're passing these laws right now, right? And right now the laws are pushing so much for people who finds themselves ended up into some type of an institution, like a prison or something, where they get to make them do free labor, aka slavery. Okay, so that's already implemented, but they taking it to the next level. All right, they taking it to the next level, because remember, again, the immigrants, they got to go. So who gonna do these things until Elon Musk little robots are ready and prepared to take over and do these things? Who gonna do it? The ones who act stupid. The ones who get caught up in these traps. The ones who don't know the devices and the wiles and the devices and the evils and the schemes and the plots of Satan and his minions. That's the ones. They gonna take the bait. And just like with that PPP loan, they took the bait. And now where people at? In them prisons. And guess what? They are creating these camps now. And I ain't talking about no space camps neither. All around. And no one seems to notice anything. But yeah, you know what you do at those camps? You're going to be doing some more slave labor before they take you out, of course. Okay, do we not remember the history books that they told us about? Because they doing it line by line, step by step. It's the blueprint, boo. It's the blueprint. So now you got people listening to this, right? And I'm telling you, when times get tough, I'm telling you, I'm a whole homeless situation. But because of my standards and because of my morals that the Most High has given me, right? I never went so low as to steal in the scheme. And I have asked for money. I've begged for money. All right, I had to set my pride to the side. But a lot of people ain't going, their pride is not going to let them do that. They ain't going to be up here begging for money. They're going to be like, my babies is hungry and what I'm going to do about it. But I might not be so bold enough to rob a bank. I might not be that aggressive. But what I can do is I can bless some checks. What I can do is create this, I see y'all doing these CPN numbers and all of this and that, and I still don't understand it, but something, social security numbers to get houses or something, I don't know. But yeah. So, and then what they're going to end up doing, because those crimes used to be the white folks' crimes. So they get them a little year or two. They're going to end up doing like what they did with the crack and the cocaine. Cocaine, you get 3 days. Crack, you get 50,000 years. So they're going to flip the script on your behind. You're going to think, oh, I done just only stole, from my boss. Then transferred money from my business bank account from my work to my bank account, dummy, and think you're gonna get 1 year, because that's what they usually give the white folks. No, baby, they about to flip the script on your behind. You about to get 55 years. Yeah, you about to get 55 years. So go ahead and spend that. Go right on ahead and spend that and fall for that trap. Go ahead and be dumb. This is why you need to be careful. Be careful what you listening to. Because I'm telling you, times is about to get hard. And that's what they're doing. They're preparing you. And I remember this from so many different agendas. I'm almost 50. So I see the blueprint, the play, like I say, with the PPP loan. I remember that. And I remember when you even went to apply, because I remember I got a PPP loan, right? Which turned into a grant loan. You did the necessary paperwork. But I remember when I applied for it, they didn't ask me for no proof. I've never heard of a bank. And none of the banks was asking for any proof that you had a business. They wasn't asking for anything. No financial records, no assets, no IRS, nothing. Nothing. You literally could go in there, and I guess that's what people did. Literally, they went, lied, and got that money. And I knew it was a scam. And then I remember one bank I applied to, they wanted to give me almost $500,000. And I said, because I already had read the rules on the Small Business Administration page. I already read the rules. I saw the math. I saw the calculation. I saw how much I was eligible to get. And so I said, I'm not eligible for that. That's a whole trap. But I could have got it. And that's scary to me. So I went and got I went to another bank. Okay, that did the right calculations. Okay, and yeah, I went and I got that, and I did what was necessary to turn that loan into a grant, which was afterwards they want you to provide all your information now, your LLCs, your tax, business. Now, when it's time to pay the money back. So I said, yeah, they got people on that scam too. So so they're putting bait out there, and then you take it. But the reason why I'm saying this with this one is because they already got the play to encourage you on how to do it. Okay, so think of the movie New Jack City, Nino Brown, all of them. This was like the 80s. This was right before the crack era really got bad. Okay, we're talking about movies like that, Menace to Society, maybe Boys in the Hood, some of the early like hood movies or whatever. And I remember, and I even wrote an article, 9th grade, I never forget it. I always, did journalism in school. And I remember I caused so much controversy. Everywhere I go, I cause controversy, child. Nobody likes me, but they do. But I caused so much controversy over the movie, The Boys in the Hood, the New Jack Cities. Because I was telling them then, this is creating nothing but we're going to have minister societies all over our community. And boy, the seniors went hard. I was a little freshman. I mean, they went hard at me. Like, the school was up in a ruckus, right? But I could see it. And guess what happened? A couple years later, everybody's on crack. It's looking like Nino Brown in our local area. People around here trying to sell $2 meat, then stole something. I'm just saying, it was exactly what the movie. So what they're doing is they're doing predictive programming. They're giving you the quote unquote answers. So when things happen, this is where you can be in the process of it all. So I'm just saying, I see it every time something comes out or something happens. And that's what this agenda is. At the end of the day, they need slaves. That's the end of the day, they need slaves. So they're going to put out different things to get people locked up. That's why they're changing all these laws and just everything. They're going to do whatever they can to get more and more people, to encourage people to go to prison. Okay? So, yeah, you can go ahead and spend that, do that, and let's see what happens with that. But if I was you, I definitely wouldn't listen to this. Definitely on a loop or repeat. I mean, it's trash. It's not taking you nowhere in any ways. I don't care how catchy a tune is or a beat is. It's magic in it. It's occultism in it. You know, them witches then prayed over it. They didn't invoke them demons in it. And you're going to end up in prison. Leave it alone. So anyways, that's what I feel about that and the agenda. And that's all I got to say. And I will catch you in the next one. Shalom.